really don't. This is, I thought I hit it, Angelina. Apparently it didn't. All right. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Angelina. See, y'all care about me. That's what this is. This is how I take it. I take it that y'all care about Miss Taylor. Y'all don't want her to have all these problems. I really appreciate it, y'all. I feel loved. Like, let me help this old lady. Thank you so much.
You're
Let me start
welcome.
again. Okay, I promise you, I'll go even faster. Whoever is watching this is going to be like, what is happening? All right, so now I need your help. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're restarting the video for the third time for those of you that are watching this. For those that had to suffer through, I apologize in advance, but we're talking about business writing. Today, you will be writing a business email to thank Career Services for their time. We've just discussed the different structures of a business letter, which include the font size, the different types of font, the paragraph structure, and the margins. Most of that we've learned in the past. We've talked about the different parts of a business letter, which include the heading, the date, the address, the greeting, and then most importantly, the body of the paragraph. And what I mean by body, the big body, which includes the introduction, the mini body, and the closing. What do I mean by that? Anything that you are going to write about, whether it's different flavors of ice cream, will have an introduction. I'm going to introduce different flavors of ice cream. The body will then discuss those different flavors, and then your closing paragraph will talk about a summary of what you've discussed. And like I was saying, guys, regardless of what you're writing about, as long as you include that structure, it will be easy to write. Does that make sense? Now, I told you guys, I don't know if I told you, I'm in law school. I'll be graduating soon. And my writing experience helped me, I want to say breeze through law school, but kind of breeze, and me being old kind of helped me breeze through law school too. But it was because I knew how to write, because law school is all writing. It's all writing. It's so painstakingly so, but it's so annoying. But because I was a writer, it's easy for me to write. And I'm telling you, it's the same thing I taught middle school language arts. It's the same thing they're teaching in law school. Can you imagine? It's the basics. So if you learn that different structure, you can write anything. All right, very good. So let's go. So what does a part of a business letter look like? We've seen it before. It has the address of the person that's writing at the top, the date of whenever it was written, and who they're writing to. Then it goes on to have some type of greeting, right? You always want to have some formal greeting. The same way in an email, you want to have some formal greeting. Then you want to have your first paragraph. Why am I writing? The second and third paragraph, what you're writing about in detail. And then the last paragraph is a closing paragraph. Sometimes we call it a call to action in business, because you're letting the person know that you're writing to, hey, do I need you to do something else? That's why it's called a call to action when you close it out. Or is it just a thank you for your time, or once again, thank you? And it's like, okay, I don't need you to do anything else. I am just relaying information to you. So if you ever see a closing paragraph titled a call to action, that means you're telling them what you want them to do next. For example, if you were in a real interview and you had just met with them and you want to send them a thank you email, you will do that. But then in that final paragraph, that closing paragraph, instead of just saying, once again, thank you, you will say, I look forward to hearing from you. That is a call to action. That means, hey, you're up next, buddy. I said thank you. Now I'm waiting for you to respond back to me. That is one form of call to action. Or, as we discussed, I look forward to hearing from you in next week. That is a call to action. That is the ball is in your court. Sometimes it can be, I will wait for the follow-up email as you indicated in our meeting. Whatever that call to action is, it lets the person know they're up next, because if you think about it, you're communicating, right? You're not verbally communicating, but you're communicating in written form. And so there should be a what's next. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. All right. So here's a sample of a thank you message. Here, Jalea is writing. She wrote sometime in December. She's writing to Joshua. She's greeting him as Mr. Mitchell. And what is she saying? She's letting him know the introduction. Thank you for the opportunity to interview. Right away, you already know what the letter is about, right? She even went on to talk about how the interview process was clear. She discussed a little bit of the pieces of the interview in her middle paragraph. She talked about her enthusiasm for the position and what did she enjoy about whatever they discussed. Let me stop right here. Whenever you write the body of your email, whether you're writing it to your career services person or a real person for a real interview, always mention at least one thing that happened in the interview. It's another reason to have that scratch paper with you that we've discussed. If you want to make an impression, I always have a student tell me when they interviewed that the person was so impressed that they sent a thank you email. I promise you, just 2 months ago in this class, the class wasn't even done yet, and one of the students had an interview. He was so nervous. He called me up even talking about what he should wear to the interview. That's how nervous he was. He went in there and did everything that he learned in this class. He sent that follow-up email. And you know what they said stood out for them? The fact that he sent a follow-up email. He got hired the next day. Not saying that the follow-up email was the reason, right? But it was important enough for the people to say something about it. It separates those that know from those that don't know. There's a lot of sayings that say you don't know what you don't know, but others do. Have you ever heard that before? You don't know what you don't know, but others do. So if someone has knowledge and you don't have knowledge, they can tell by their interaction with you what you know and what you don't know sometimes. Anybody ever spoke to somebody about sports or cooking or even how to go somewhere, giving someone directions? Can't you tell from the conversation how knowledgeable that person is? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up if you've ever been in a conversation and you could tell the person had no idea what they were talking about. Anybody ever been in that situation? Well, let me tell you, it's not fun when you're in business. You know and what do you normally do when you're talking to someone and you realize they have no idea what they're talking about? Most times, what are you going to do? You're going to find some way to finish that conversation, to exit stage left, to change the subject. Telltale sign in business when someone feels you do not know what you're talking about, they change the subject or they try to leave. Houston, we have a problem. You don't know what you don't know, but others do. So it's so important for you to stay knowledgeable. So something as simple as sending a thank you letter, those that know and those that don't know. I always hear people say education is not important. It's always not important for the person that doesn't have it. Education is very important. Don't ever let anybody tell you any different. You don't know what you don't know. Yes? Okay, let me get off my soapbox on that. So the closing paragraph. Thank you again, right, for your consideration. As requested, I am enclosing a copy of the professional references. And what's that call to action? I look forward to hearing from you soon. Hmm? All right. So what's the difference between that letter and an email? Clearly, you're not going to put your information at the top of the email. Their information is in the to line because it's not a letter, so you don't need an address. You just need their email address. In the subject line, you're going to have to say what this email is about. Here, the person attached their references because obviously that was part of their conversation. The rest is the same. The rest is the same. The only difference is Jalea puts her contact information at the bottom, like you would any email. But notice, just because it's an email, does that mean you can skimp out on how you're speaking? Absolutely not. You still need to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Yes? So when you send your email to career services, you're not going to be like, thank you for your time. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, we're not going to do that, right? Anytime you send an email, it should always have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Anytime you send a letter, an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. It doesn't mean that it has to be wordy, right? We learned that a paragraph needs to be at least 3 sentences, but even if you're talking in an email, even in a text, you can have 1 sentence for an opening, 1 sentence for a body, 1 sentence for a conclusion. It helps people understand the flow of your writing. Anybody ever got a text message or, I know text messages are a bit difficult to do, but an email and it's like one big old long continuous blah, 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 blah. And you're like, what? Is that not confusing? Isn't it annoying, Angelina? So it's if the sentences are broke out because it lets you know, even if it's something simple, the first sentence is a greeting, the second sentence is the body, the last sentence is a conclusion. That's how you write, writing 101. Now we know, right? All right. So, of course, you are going to be doing this today. Here is what I want. And it will stay open, guys. So don't freak out if you haven't had your interview yet. This will stay open through next week to make sure that you get it done. Now, it's only going to stay open until next Wednesday because all assignments close next Wednesday. All assignments close next Wednesday. So I want you to try to get this done before next Wednesday. I cannot open up anything on Thursday. Please do not ask me to open up anything on Thursday. Thursday of next week is our last day of this class. All right. What you are going to do, you are going to send that email to the person that interviewed you. And then you're going to go into your sent emails and screenshot and copy that you sent that email. Please do not just send me a writing saying, oh, this is what I was writing. I need to see that you sent them the email. You understand? I want to see a copy of the sent email, not just of the language. Does everyone understand? Yes, Ms. Taylor.
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
okay.
All right. Someone had something to say?
Yes. Oh, well. No, I don't. I'm still confused. Copy of what?
You're confused on a copy of what? The
Okay.
email that you're going to send to career services.
And we just put that in the text box so you can see it after we
Yeah,
copy
I
our
don't.
paste our.
Yeah, I don't care how you do it. You can do it in a text box. You can do it in an email. Like whatever the options
All right.
are when you hit submit assignment. Yeah, if you can upload like a photo or however a screenshot, however you want to do it. Yeah. But I thought someone said, what are we doing? So after you interview with career services, whoever your career services person's name is, you need to send them an email thanking them for their time. So if I was your career services person and I met with you, hold on. You are going to send me an email thanking me for interviewing you. So you're going to say, hi, Ms. Taylor. I am writing to thank you for the time it took that you gave me to give me a mock interview, whatever you're going to say. Then what I want you to say, 1 or 2 things that you learned in the mock interview. I was excited to learn about the opportunities in electrical, or what you told me about this, or the feedback you gave me about that. Um, I will definitely follow up with you with whatever, blah, 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 whatever y'all talked about. And then make that last sentence that says, thank you again for taking the time to give me a mock interview. If the person asked you to send them something, just let them know. I will follow up with that information. That's it. The point is, I want you to send the mock interview thank you letter to Career Services. And I want to see that you did that. Yes, you're practicing, because that is what you will do in real life. Make sense? You got it? All right. So, are there other letters that you will write? Of course, you will write letters to your suppliers. You'll write letters to customers. You're going to be writing a email declining jobs. Like, you will be writing all the time. Like, so this is why we want you to practice. This is just the sample acceptance letter. If someone says, hey, we really want to move forward with you. Remember, like I said, they'll say, hey, we want to move forward with you, and this is how much we're willing to pay. Yeah, you're going to write back to them accepting the offer, right? So I'm delighted to accept the offer. Whatever else you got to say that they talked about, whether I received this or I had a question on that, and then thank them again. Sometimes you have to send a declining letter. My friends, please do not ghost people. If you are fortunate enough to have more than one interview, and you have to turn somebody down. Can you imagine you have to turn somebody down because you are highly sought after? Make sure you send that company something saying, oh, thank you so much for your time. I've decided to go in another direction. I have told you people, your industry is small, and a no today could be a yes tomorrow. How you leave things could affect you, right? If you went with ABC instead of 123 company, and ABC was good for 2 years, but now 123 has a promotion that you want, and you ghosted them when they wanted you the first time. You see my point? You're building bridges, not burning bridges. That's how you do business. So you want to thank them. You all thank them so much. You decided to move into a different direction. One day you hope to work with them in the future. That's how you do that. Don't just ghost. Don't ghost the people, please. I know they ghost us, but we're not going to do to them what they do to us, right? Because this could be an opportunity that you need later down the road. Capiche? All right, here's your question for today. Here's what I want to know. What is your biggest hurdle or obstacle that you feel will keep you from achieving what you want in your career? What is your biggest hurdle or obstacle that you feel will keep you from your career?
Excuse me, Miss Taylor. I don't see any submission for that, by the way, on the calendar.
For the thank you letter? What's today?
No, for the participation question. There's no there's no
Oh, I
Thursday
was
night
having
conference participation assignment.
trouble with that as well. You can pull it up if you do it through if you go to modules and then scroll down to the participation question. It should work that
Oh,
way.
so it's not a shortcut on the front page. Let me
Yeah, it's
which
probably
Yeah.
not. It's probably not.
yeah, I do these shortcuts. I mean, it's my fault because you could just click on modules.
Yeah, it
But
has
let me
no
see.
due date.
One,
That's
two,
why.
three.
Yeah.
Let me see which class it is because there's 3 different classes in here. I see it on the first class. I'll double check each class to make sure all you guys have the shortcut. But if you don't see it, just go to modules like I showed you guys in the first week, and then you should see it. But I'll double check it afterwards. All right. I think people keep getting popped out. All right. So the question is, what is the biggest hurdle or obstacle that you feel will keep you from achieving your goal? Let me just put it back up in case somebody didn't see it. What is your biggest hurdle or obstacle that you feel will keep you from achieving what you want in your career? Apparently mine is technology. Would y'all talk about me if y'all do? I had an IT degree. Sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself. All right, my friends, please remember we do not have class tomorrow. That means I will see you back here on Monday. Please make sure that you get all your assignments turned in by this Sunday.
Ew.
All right, Kev, we can hear you, so put yourself on mute. All right. All right, guys, if you don't need anything else, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Wait.
I'm here. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. So that director information